Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC.
A weekly podcast and YouTube channel where we discuss all things Wrexham AFC from the point of view of long-term fans and new fans.
So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in.
Hello and welcome back to episode 106 of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC podcast. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, Ryan's poorly again and we're going on a holiday in 5 days' time.
I know, I got COVID. So I managed to get COVID somehow. I've no idea how, but this is the third time I've had it in all the years that we've been aware of it. First time, walk in the park. Really, no real symptoms. Second time, really rough, really ill. Third time now, somewhere in between the two. So I'm sort of all right, sort of a bit weak. So look, I don't think the world wants me to enjoy the lead up to any holiday that I ever have. It wants me to stress about stuff. And yeah, that's where we're at. So I've got 5 days to get rid of it.
You have got 5 days. And
there we go.
Even if you don't get rid of it, we're still going.
Yes.
No, you should be fine.
Yeah.
So if you are new to the show, welcome. I hope you enjoy our content. So the reason why we're saying welcome is because we've had a message from last week's episode from Johnny Boy, and he said first time viewer and subscriber, quite enjoyed the show.
Quite enjoyed it.
It's not a very descriptive word, that, is it? It's a bit of a...
Quite enjoyed it.
But we're welcome anyway, Johnny. We're happy to have you on board with us.
Quite enjoyed it. It was all right.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. We were talking about Ring doorbells last week. It was quite an interesting thing.
It really wasn't.
It was because I mentioned that they were on Shark Tank.
Yes.
And that's where they came about, on Shark Tank. And Broadsword commented on the video saying, fun fact, Ring doorbells actually got turned away on Shark Tank. So there we go. I thought that was quite interesting. Now I've said it out loud, I'm not sure how interesting it is, but no. I found it interesting.
Yeah, but I bet the people on Shark Tank are feeling a bit disappointed now, aren't they?
Maybe so. Look, coming up on this week's show, we discussed Tom O'Connor's contract extension. Kits! The kits are here!
Well, they're not.
Well, no, they're not.
They're out tomorrow.
The kits are coming!
Well, they're ready for pre-order tomorrow, but I don't know whether we'll actually see what they look like before we pre-order, which is a bit worrying. We're
going to do some transfer rumour updates. So all the transfer rumours we've done, we're going to do a little roundup and update on all of them. Potential lineups for the new season. We're going to have a look at two of our opponents for next season. The shirt this week is the 2011/12 shirt.
Is that correct? Because you seem to always get like messages from people going, "It's not this."
It was only once. I mixed up the Adidas ones, I think. But no, 2011/2012. So this is the season that we finished second in the league to Fleetwood. Jamie Vardy was playing for Fleetwood at the time.
Fleetwood on the 13th of August, aren't we?
Yeah, we finished the season on 98 points.
Yeah.
Still didn't get promoted that season.
What league were you in then? The National League?
National League, yeah. We lost in the semis to Luton of the
them now.
Playoffs. I know. Just goes to show. And what's that? That was 12 years ago.
I can't believe you had to actually kind of think about that because our son was born in 2012.
Yeah, I know. And he's 12.
So, yeah.
No, you just got to think, haven't you, for a second? Look, if you'd like to support the show, then you can visit our Buy Me a Coffee page. It is buymeacoffee.com/me the wife. Just a few people to say thank you to this week. We have already done videos replying to these people. Dale and family, Marta von Gray.
Love that name.
Yeah, great name.
Great
isn't it?
name.
And Sarah Murray as well. Thank you to all of you for supporting the show this week.
So, Tom O'Connor has signed a new 3-year deal.
He has.
Which
yeah.
is amazing. So he commented on the Wrexham AFC Twitter site, I think that's Twitter, saying a lot of people would jump at the chance of playing for Wrexham, so I'm delighted to sign my new contract. George Dobson said pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Wrexham is the place to be at the moment.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, we named our episode last week when Wrexham come calling, and that was taken from George Dobson's interview. His sort of like welcome interview when he first came to the club, when he said, when Wrexham come calling, you don't say no. Which is, it's still crazy to me a little bit that, you know, the club that, you know, we were watching, or I was watching 10, 15, 20 years ago is now the place to be. Because, you know, it's always been a great club, but I don't think you could ever categorise it as the place everybody wanted to be.
Yeah.
You know, we've talked about our sort of youth before, where we've, you know, unfortunately lost some really talented youth because we've needed the money, or because there was just better out there that came along and people were tempted away. But now it's completely different, and it is the place everyone wants to be. And when they are here, it's the place that everybody wants to stay. You know, when the retained released list comes out, you know, all of the people, it seems, who are released are sad to go because they want to be here. So, look, it's great. I mean, Ben Parker said, great news, but completely unrecognisable without the stash. I don't like it. Bring back the moustache.
I noticed, that's the first thing I noticed when the club announced it, and there was a picture of him on the Twitter page. I was just like, where's his tash gone? But I wasn't a fan. He looked like a 70s porn star with that tash.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever seen any 70s porn, but, you know, I imagine that's what a 70s porn star would look like. So I'm liking the new look again. I like it.
Has he got the mullet? Has the mullet gone?
I think he's had a haircut as well.
Well,
new season, new Tom O'Connor, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe, yeah.
Are mullets in fashion, though?
Yeah, a little bit, I think.
Why? Were they ever, when they were in fashion, were they fashionable? I just don't.
Are you asking me about the height of fashion?
No.
Because I think
You're past it now.
I think I'm a bit old.
You are.
For being in the clique for the height of fashion, maybe.
Yeah. Wrexham FC Boston. It's great that Wrexham is focused on solidifying a young core for the future. He's the biggest difference maker that we hardly talk about. Very true. When he is healthy, Wrexham just wins more games. It's clear the impact he has had, and it's great to see him rewarded with a long-term deal.
It is. I think it's a strange one, isn't it? Because we've signed Lewis Brunt. We're going to talk about the Hanley game shortly. Lewis Brunt wasn't playing in the Hanley game because he had a little bit of a niggle. Should we call it a niggle?
Yeah.
But the likelihood is Lewis Brunt is going to take Tom O'Connor's position. So that is going to convert Tom O'Connor back into a midfielder. We've just signed a new midfielder. We've already got George Evans. We've already got Andy Cannon. So it's all of a sudden it's getting quite congested in the middle. So yeah, it's very true. The club want Tom O'Connor. They've offered him a new deal. He is a great player. We probably don't talk about him enough.
No.
But I'm just really interested to see, who's going to start, because I can't imagine bringing Dobson in and not playing him. I can't see George Evans not playing. So all of a sudden, where do Andy Cannon and Tom O'Connor fit into that? So I don't know. It's one of them nice problems to have, isn't it? I don't know. I really don't know. Should we have a chat about the kits? So, a bit strange in the sense of the kits have been announced.
Kind of,
in the sense of they haven't shown us the kits.
They've given us, I think, a little hint of the colours.
They have, well, not a hint. They've told us what the colours are.
Oh,
but
yeah.
So they did a tweet on Friday, just gone, saying coming soon. They had the 3 colours of the kit.
Very Wolverine.
Definite Wolverine vibes with the claws.
Yeah.
So, you know, reading into it, the home kit obviously red.
Obviously.
The away kit black, and the third kit gold. But
what sort of gold?
Yeah, we're unsure what sort of gold that's going to be. But
I don't know whether it's going to be all gold or whether it's going to have elements of gold.
Yeah.
Because I think if it's just all gold, I'm not quite sure how that's going to look.
No, nor me. And we've seen the new training gear, haven't we? Which is black with like a gold. And that is very gold. You know, we've had kits in the past where you would sort of classify them as gold. But if we're all completely honest, they're probably more orange than gold. But the training wear that we've seen the players wearing was... you couldn't really call it anything but gold. But
I think it looked good on the black, though.
It did, but our away kit is black. So how are you going to have a third kit which is also black with elements of gold? Surely it's got to be predominantly gold.
I wonder if the black kit will have gold on it. And then, I've got a horrible feeling it's going to be.
I hope there isn't some...
What's that chocolate bar? The gold chocolate bar. We're all just gonna look like that. Wearing it.
What, gold?
Google
gold.
No, I mean we're gonna look like a chocolate bar.
Are we?
Well, I don't know because I haven't seen it, but that's what's coming to my head.
I hope we don't have some weird Deadpool Wolverine mashup kit. Because I do remember, I was talking to somebody about this, Atletico Madrid in about 2004, 2005, had a Spider-Man kit. So their sponsor, I think for the whole season, was Spider-Man 2. So when Spider-Man 2 came out. So their home kit was the standard red and white stripes that they have with the blue trim. Their away kit was like a dark navy with the Spider-Man web all over it. Which it never looked good. In my opinion, it never looked good. So I am a bit worried about us going down the route of some sort of Deadpool Wolverine, especially with the claw marks we've seen when it's been released. I don't know. I don't think they would do that.
Maybe what they'll do is they'll have, obviously people who are listening to this kind of won't see this, but I'll be quite descriptive.
Okay.
So basically, you've got the badge in the middle, right?
Okay.
This is not going to happen, but the badge in the middle. And you know, one of those, like, it looks like paper's been ripped.
Yeah.
And then you've got the badge coming out.
The Superman thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the Superman, like, it's a celebration that a lot of NFL players, when they score a touchdown or something, Cam Newton used to do it, I think. Where, definitely Cam Newton. He used to, like, pretend he was ripping up.
No, it looks like ripped paper.
Oh, okay.
But that's not going to happen. So, but that's what. Do you know when you're talking about Wolverine Deadpool collaboration?
Yeah.
I know that Ryan and
Rob.
Hugh.
Oh, Hugh.
No,
sorry, right.
Are really good friends.
Yeah.
Best friends, if you like.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rob. But. Yeah, I don't know. I think that might be a bit of a sketchy road to go down if they're going to do that sort of collaborate. It'll kind of make us. I mean, everyone hates us anyway. Yeah. But kind of putting that element into our shirts.
Bit too Deadpool. Bit too Disney. Sorry.
It might solidify the hatred of Disney FC.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Maybe. Look, they're going to be manufactured by Macron again. There was a little bit of an in and ahhing about people wondering whether it was going to be Macron or not, but it is going to be Macron. It's been confirmed. That'll be the 9th season now that we're using Macron. I'm not sure. I get the feeling this might be the last time that we're using Macron.
We did say that last season.
We did say that last season, but so we'll just have to wait and see. All 3 shirts are going to be... No, sorry, that's a lie. 3 of the shirts are going to be worn on the Wrex Coast.
Yeah.
2 of them are going to be worn by the men, I believe, and all 3 are going to be worn by the women. I think the first time the men where one of the shirts will be in the Fleetwood game when they come home. I've made notes. Let's not guess. I'll just read them. Pre-sales for the red home shirt will be open tomorrow. That's Tuesday, the 16th of July at 9 a.m. on the Club Shop website. That'll be worn by the women on the 19th of July against SoCal FC, and it'll be worn by the men on the 20th of July against Bournemouth. The next to be revealed will be the gold third shirt, which will be launched on the 24th of July. That'll be worn for the first time by the women on the 26th versus the Portland Thorns. Then the black away shirt launched on the 1st of August, which will be worn for the first time by the men in the friendly against Fleetwood on the 3rd of August. The training wear won't be available until the end of next month.
I think when the new gold shirt gets announced, we'll obviously be sunning ourselves in Ibiza. So I think we should do like a little cheeky video giving our opinions on it. So
on the beach,
on the beach, maybe not by the pool.
I don't know.
Just somewhere hot in Ibiza.
Yeah,
we'll do it. So watch this space. Watch now. We'll completely forget that I just said that.
Yeah, probably. Look, Saturday football was back.
Yes, I want to say something before we start talking about the Hanley game.
You crack on. I'll have a little
so I did a post about Bolton, Fletch and Marriott. Basically, it was injury watch. And I had quite a few basically saying that they got injured. It was like the first day back. So I'm assuming it was the first day back in training, obviously, because yesterday was the first day back kind of playing a proper game. So, well, not a proper game, but I had comments, or we had comments saying, basically they were sharing the lineup of the Hanley game, and Marriott's name was in there, but it got my goat a little bit because in the actual post, I actually put that both Marriott and Bolton were back at training, but there was still no confirmation on Fletch. So it turned out that Marriott did play.
Yeah.
And did Bolton play? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So they both played.
Yeah.
So obviously, them being back in training.
Yeah. I think Sian had put, look, these three got injured on the first day. Bolton and Marriott are back in training. We don't know about Fletcher yet. And then people were going, Bolton and Marriott are playing. And Sian was like, yes, I know. I said they were back in training. And then somebody else was going, looks like Bolton and Marriott are fine. Yes, we know. We said they're back in training. They got injured on the first day. So I think Sian got a bit annoyed.
I did. But one of our listeners, Lee Baines, he or watches, I'm not sure whether you listen or watch, Lee, but he was at the game yesterday and he messaged and said that Bolton and Marriott, or maybe just Marriott, played really well. So that's good because obviously we've got Paul Mullen out, haven't we?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But just to touch on Marriott, I think it's really important for Marriott to have a good pre-season. You know, Paul's out. Look, everyone keeps asking whether we're going to sign a fast, pacey, striker who's loves running in behind. But we've already got that because Marriott's like a whippet. Yeah. He will make them runs in behind all of the time. Mm-hmm. So we have that already, and we have somebody who was a proven goal scorer at this level. Don't shoot me down, albeit a number of years ago. 5-6 years ago, I think he was the Golden Boot, winner at a League One level. And he hasn't really, in my opinion, had loads of opportunity to prove himself. So this pre-season's really important for him, to stake a claim in being perhaps Paul's strike partner. I don't know.
Yeah, but you're saying that, but he's not that tall, is he? And Phil, when you say partner, do you mean kind of to sub Paul off?
No, as in actual strike partner, but.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. No. I'm not sure Parky will go with that because, like we've mentioned in previous episodes, he likes tall, small man.
Tall, small.
What's the little or large?
Big man, little man.
That's the one.
Tall, small. I like tall, small though.
Tall, small.
He likes tall, small. Look, it was the first friendly of the pre-season. It should have been a behind closed doors friendly with a unnamed Premier League team. Unfortunately, the Premier League team pulled out of the friendly for whatever reason.
Scared.
Yeah. So we organised this Hanley game at the last minute, sort of, really.
Yeah.
So we don't know who the Premier League team was that we were due to play. I think it was last season we did something similar. We played Man United at their training ground behind closed doors, and this was supposed to be the same thing this year. It might have been Man United again, a little unsure, but the word that I heard. The word on the street was that the reason they had to pull out because there was some confusion about their tour that they were doing, their pre-season. So they had to pull out of it a little bit last minute. So yeah, hence why we played Hanley.
We scored 5 goals. We did. It was 5-1 at the end. So the goals were from McLean, Dalby, Bickerstaff, and we had 2 goals from none other than Jordan Davies.
I've seen quite a few because we went out the game. Sorry, we should have said that. We didn't go to the game. We're obviously 5 days away from when we're going on holiday. We had quite a bit to sort out ready for the holiday. So taking the time to go to that was. It would have been pushing it for us sorting other stuff out. So we decided we wanted to go, but we made the decision to not go to just to make sure we could get everything sorted.
Yeah.
Quite a few people have said that Jordan had a really good game as well, which I'm really pleased about. Jordan having a really good game just makes the midfield more complicated if he keeps having good games. But I don't care about that because, you look at Tom O'Connor, you look at George Evans, you look at George Dobson, and you look at Andy Cannon. They're not going to get you loads of goals. They aren't. You're looking at a midfielder that's going to get you quite a few goals. You're looking at Elliot Lee, very, forward-thinking, progressive midfielder. He's the one that's going to get you the goals. Apart from him, there isn't really anybody in that midfield that's going to chip in with loads of goals. So, for someone like Jordan to be having a really good pre-season, I know it's only 1 game. I'm not getting carried away. You only played a half, but. That's what you want.
That's what pre-season's all about, though.
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
you want him to get because he's been missing for the last 18 months. He's been completely missing, and you need him to get back on it now.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't get back on it, he's going to be gone. So I hope. Well, I'm assuming he realises that he's now got to stake his claim on this team, and the talent that Jordan Davies has got. He could definitely play at this level and higher, but he just hasn't shown it in the last 18 months for whatever reason.
Yeah.
He has had things going on in his personal life, which might have affected, how he's performed on the pitch. I think it would affect most people.
Definitely.
But he just needs to get back to it now and show us the player that we all know that he is.
Yeah.
And I think, for me, it's really important to have a player in a team that is local. That is a local lad. I think it's really important. I know we got Max.
Yeah, but he was born in Chester.
Yeah, I know. I do think it's important to have a local lad in a team. I think back to, Liverpool in the 80s. They were just full of, Liverpool lads. There was loads of Liverpool lads in that team. As time goes on and you get a lot more international players in and all that sort of thing, they still try to keep that core where they had Jamie Carragher and they had Steven Gerrard in there because for me.
McManaman.
Yes, okay, yeah. But I think it's really important to have a local player that the fans can sort of identify with a little bit, that the kids can look at and go, he lives just up the road, he's managed to get into this team. I just think all round it's a really important thing to have a local lad in a team for me anyway.
So Potteries Park had a record attendance of 1,750 people. Fans.
Yeah, they did.
So I think Hanley actually did a tweet or something earlier last week, and basically said that it's the biggest attendance, which is, you know, great for them, because obviously, you know, I'm not sure how ticket sales and stuff go in pre-season. I don't know whether it goes all to the club that you're playing at, or I don't know. But yeah, it's really good, you know, and it gives the Hanley boys a chance to kind of shine as well, because what league? I've never even heard of Hanley.
Oh, I get a bit confused. So it's the Northern Premier League Division 1, maybe. That might be completely wrong. I think it's the 7th tier, perhaps. So I didn't delve too much into that, to be honest, but it's something along them lines. So
yeah, so there's I'm assuming they're obviously semi-professional, they're not professional. So, you know, it might give those lads a chance to shine and possibly kind of enhance their career. You just don't know. You don't know who's.
You don't know.
You don't.
You don't know.
And
Elliot Lee, just to mention Elliot Lee, because you skimmed over that a little bit.
I have to try and butt in so I can get like.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Go on, talk about Elliot Lee then.
So Elliot Lee got a slight injury at the game. It was we believe to be a thigh strain. He came off. He was on in the first half. He came off. Parky said it's nothing serious, so he will still be going on the tour. So fingers crossed for that one.
Because we can't have Paul and Elliot out.
No, that would be a massive blow, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okonkwo wore number 1.
Yes, you did. There was a picture, wasn't there? And you were like, look, Okonkwo's wearing number 1. Yeah, we discussed that on a previous, obviously when Okonkwo signed. Yeah. We discussed what shirt he would wear, whether it would be his 33 or he would move to number 1.
I said though, didn't I? I said I can't imagine a goalkeeper.
It's a no-brainer, isn't it?
Not wanting to be number 1. Yeah. So he wore it.
It looked lovely on the back of his shirt.
It did. It did indeed. First start for George Dobson as well.
I think I'm going to like George Dobson.
I think I am as well.
He reminds me. I don't know. I've heard him speaking, but he just reminds me of my granddad. Yeah. Not age or looks wise, just that my granddad was obviously a Cockney. Yeah. I say obviously, he was a Cockney. Yeah. And the way that I've never heard him speak, but the way that, because he died when I was 2, but the way that my mum kind of imitates his voice and all that kind of stuff, it's just exactly the same way as George Dobson. So yeah, I think he's going to be one of my favourites. Yeah.
We started with 4 at the back, which is quite interesting, because obviously, as everyone knows, whichever way you look at it, it's 3 at the back or 5, however you like to sort of look at it. But we played 4 at the back, which is quite interesting. We played a diamond in the middle. What 4 at the back does, okay? What 4 at the back does? What 4 at the back does is it allows us to play more midfielders, which now goes back to what we were talking about before, in the sense of how are we going to fit all these midfielders in. So if you do play 4 at the back, they played a diamond in the middle, so you can have that extra midfielder in there.
So they had Elliot Lee in front of the back 3.
Yeah, so you're looking at sort of like, I can't remember who played in which half now, because at half time we did a complete swap. So the 11 that were on in the first half all went off, and we brought 11 subs on for the second half. So what you do, you sort of have George Evans at the base, and then you have 2 midfielders, central midfielders, which could be Dobson, O'Connor, Cannon. You've got a few choices of who you put in there, and then you've got Elliot Lee at the front of that diamond. So quite interesting, but what it sort of does is it eliminates your width a little bit, because what we do is we play 5 across the back. The 2 wing backs get right up and down, and you've got 3 defenders. Your right and your left cover your wing backs when they go shooting forward. If you still have a similar sort of mindset when you're only playing 4 at the back, if you do get caught, then obviously you've only got 2 central defenders there to sort of cover. So look, I'm not saying I'm a fan of one over the other. It's just a very different way of playing than we have played before.
We'll see how it works when we play Wickham.
Yeah. Another player, we were talking about Marriott playing. We had another striker playing as well, didn't we? Had a little bit of a game in the second half. So that's Billy Waters.
That has surprised me, that.
Not really. I mean, he's part of the squad.
Is he back from loan now?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's back
his
from
loan would have ended at the end of the season. So
I can't see him. I don't know. I can't see him playing any games, getting on the first team.
In the same way as Jake. Jake came back from his loan.
I like Jake.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not saying I don't like Billy Waters, but I think I prefer, because Jake is like young and he's just, I don't know. I hope that Jake gets a few games, just like Max Cleworth did. Obviously, I don't want anyone to get injured for that to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Look, we had a few academy graduates playing as well. We had Rainbird, which is such a good name. I absolutely love that name. We had Ashfield with James. And to all intents and purposes, they played really well.
Yeah.
From what we've been told, obviously we weren't there, but we were told they've played really well. But yeah, look, it is a good start to a pre-season.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, pre-season's weird. It can be a bit strange. You can see big teams losing games to smaller teams, and it's because you're fiddling about a little bit with your formation. Oh, let's try playing him there. If we're going to do this, let's do this slightly different. And it's, sometimes the players aren't used to it. The players aren't quite into their full swing. You might get bigger teams struggling against really low down opposition. It's strange. So it's nice to just go there, do a professional job, and get the result. I think, and it just sets you up nicely for your next few games over in America. So I was really pleased with it. Let's talk. We touched on the academy then a little bit. There's been a little bit of unrest, hasn't there, about the academy?
From parents mainly.
Yeah, parents posting stuff online that players have just been sort of like told there is no more academy. I'm not going to delve too much into it because it's been a bit of a weird time for the Wrexham Academy. Lots of rumours flying about. We'd applied for like a category 3 to be a category 3 academy. There was rumours that we'd failed in that bid. There was rumours that actually we haven't failed, it's still ongoing. So it was a little bit all up in the air about what was. Look, the academy's really important because we've got to have something that is developing young talent and pushing it through into the first team, because all these players, at the end of the day, doesn't matter how much money you've got, because all these players are cheap, and they're cheap because you're developing them yourself. You're not going out and spending £2 million on a player because you've got one coming through your academy.
Yeah.
Massively important. So last week, Wrexham AFC and Darlan School,
my old school,
Sean's old school, announced that heads of terms have been signed to build a new academy training facility at the school for ages 9 to 18. 5 pitches.
I'm thinking, where's this going to go?
I don't know the site. You'd be better to answer this because you went to the school.
Yeah, there's where we used to do sports day. There's a massive field at the back.
Yeah.
So potentially that's where it would go.
I'm guessing there would be undeveloped areas of land as well. So
we had the woods.
There you go.
The woods, things that happened in those woods when I was at school. Not by me, but by other people.
Yeah. So the 5 pitches are going to be varying sizes as well for the different sort of age groups. Changing rooms, toilets, offices, analysis room, medical rooms, gym, kitchen, meeting rooms, and a classroom. For me, this is a significant milestone, getting this set up. But a few people asked the question whether this is going to be a training facility that's going to be used by the first team as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's all well and good. We've got this coming up for the academy. It's amazing, but our lads in the first team still, and women, we still need somewhere for them to train.
We do. Look, that is something they're going to do. We do have Colliers Park. I know that's the Football Association of Wales' site. It's not ours, doesn't belong to us, but it's a great facility that we are using. We can't use it all the time, but we do use it quite regularly.
I think that's an important thing. I think we need to be able to have somewhere that's ours and we can train when and for how
I,
long we
look,
like.
I completely agree with you, but I just think that it's something they're going to be working on this in the background, and what I mean is it's not as if the lads and the women don't have somewhere to train at the moment, and so it is going to be something that's in the works, because this at Darland School is something that's been ongoing since November. They said, so I dare say there's stuff going on in the background for a training ground for the men and the women as well.
Yeah.
And we'll just hear about it as and when they bring it out. When I played football, when I was in school, Darland were never very good. So this might help them out as well a little bit.
I mean, I hate to say it, but Darland wasn't really a very good school in general, to be honest.
That's shocking statement.
That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I didn't like school. But
No.
yeah. So Wrexham have announced another friendly against Fleetwood Town on Saturday, the 3rd of August. And that will be at home at the racecourse, Stoke High Ras.
Yeah, I think that's quite a nice thing, actually, because I think last year the local fans felt that they had missed out a little bit on pre-season friendlies. Some people are really into pre-season friendlies. Some people aren't. And so they're not really that bothered. But the people who wanted to go, all the games were in America.
Yeah.
So that it's a weird one because the local people felt that they'd missed out on one or two friendlies to be able to go to. So it's nice that they dropped this one in. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who'll be going, yeah, but you get 23 home games during the season. But it's nice to share it about a little bit.
I think what it is people are so because the season ended in April the 27th, didn't it? Yeah. God, as if I remember that day.
I said not a clue.
I think it was, it was around about that time anyway. And it's a long time from then until the start of the season. So I think for people who like the pre-season games are kind of, there was loads of people on Twitter and everything yesterday going, it was amazing to be back, watching the lads, even though it didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I just think it's nice to kind of dip your toe in before the proper season starts in August.
It's things like, we've signed George Dobson, we've signed Lewis Brunt, and people want to see these players playing in the flesh. And so for him to go off to America and do that thing, and everyone's sort of chomping at the bit, wanting to see these players play. So it's nice that they've just dropped in a little home game there. That is really nice. It's a week before the season starts, and it's after they're back from America.
Yeah, so they get back. They get back. The last game is the 27th of July, so I'm assuming they'll travel a couple of days later, maybe.
Or the day after, maybe. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So they'll be back whenever they'll be back, but the game's on the 3rd of August.
Whenever
they'll be back. They'll be back before the 3rd of August. And then the season starts on the 10th.
So we've got a game on Saturday, which is weird to be saying. We're obviously playing Bournemouth on Saturday. What we'd love to hear anybody out there who is going to the Bournemouth game, give us a shout out. Let us know if you're going to the Bournemouth game, if you've got tickets for it, if you're excited. Drop a comment down below. Email us, whatever you want. You can email us at methewife and wrexhamafc@gmail.com. .com. Just one dot.
Just one dot.
You can get in touch with us on X, on Facebook, on Instagram, all that stuff.
So, talking of news, there's been a bit of a cock up. I was trying to think of a good one. Yeah, there's been an admin error.
Yeah.
And obviously, as we all know, back in May, Jordan Tunnicliffe got released. Mm-hmm. But it has now come out that there has been an administration error. Administrative error. And he's actually, his contract is actually for another 12 months. So his contract didn't run out in 2024. It actually runs out in 2025. So, it was in the newspapers. Wrexham left red-faced due to admin error, blah, blah, blah. So it's been announced now it's been discussed that this is now being dealt with. I think it was Parky, he may have said something. He said this is being dealt with And obviously they're trying to come up with some sort of resolution.
Yeah.
I don't believe Jordan Tunnicliffe signed for anybody else, though, has he?
We can't, because he's still signed for
No,
us.
I know, but I mean, there wasn't anything in motion, because obviously, as far as he was concerned, he was released.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, so no, he hasn't signed for anyone else. He can't sign for anybody else. I mean, there is only one resolution to this, isn't there?
Keep him in the squad, or
No, I think the one resolution to this is you just got to pay him off, because he's got a valid contract there, which is valid for another 12 months. So if you don't want him, you have to pay him off, don't you?
Christ, what a cock up that is.
I know, but unless the player, they come to some sort of amicable agreement where maybe you pay him 6 months and the player accepts that, I don't
Who
know.
knows?
We will keep you posted about this.
But
Absolute.
if it was an administrative error, then whose balls are going to be on the chopping board for that then?
Yeah, I know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll keep
P45
you up to date.
coming your way.
Yeah.
Or is it P45 or P60?
P45.
Yeah, I'm getting my P45 soon.
Yeah. Look, injury watch. To be honest, when Rob Langton and Aaron Hayden left the club, I didn't think we'd have to do injury watch very much anymore. But just a quick update on Paul Mullin. He said Moles is going to be close to maybe missing a couple of games at the start of the season if everything goes well, but no more than that. It is a blow, but he is a fit lad and doesn't take long to get back. He will have his own mini pre-season and we will get him back as fit as we can.
Oh, who's he going to be playing with?
His son maybe in the garden.
Little Albie in the garden.
Yeah. Look, we wanted to just round up. We've done quite a few transfer rumours over the weeks, haven't we? So what we want to do is just round them up and explain where all them players are. It's just a 2-minute little roundup.
Yeah, you crack on without them.
Yeah. So Marvin Ekpateta, who was one of my favourites, he signed for Scottish Premier League side Hibernian. So he won't be coming to us. Caden Jackson, who we talked about a few weeks ago, he signed for Derby County, so he's not coming to us. Mark Leonard, he's back with Brighton after his Northampton loan finished, but no signs of any deal on the horizon for him at the moment. Ryan Longman, likewise, he's back with parent club Hull, and nothing more to report on that. Joe Morrell, he's obviously without a club now because he's officially left Portsmouth. No news at this moment in time on what's happening with Joe Morrell.
Is no news good news, or...?
I really don't know. And the last one, Tom Bradshaw. Is he staying put at Millwall, do we think?
Well, they've just signed
Macaulay
Langstaff, so... Well, again, I did a post.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I should stop social media because I don't know. I did a post. Basically said the manager, Neil Harris, who's an actor as well, I think.
Is he?
Not the actual manager. There is an actor called Neil Harris.
Oh, right, okay.
And he basically said, this isn't verbatim, he said that he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
He's staying at the club. He's basically an asset to the club. So... he basically said there was no substance is the word.
Yes.
There was no substance in the rumours that Tom Bradshaw was coming to Wrexham.
No, we had Paddy Power commented saying, since when does anyone listen to managers about transfers? They could be telling the truth. They could be trying to up the price. They could simply just be lying.
Or the manager doesn't really have a clue.
No. Lagerwy Stan said, I'm not so sure another 30-plus-year-old forward is what we need right now.
Ben Parker said, I reckon he'll be out of the printer by next week. But there was no rumours on Saturday. So, no rumours. No signings or anything on Saturday. That's probably because they were playing. So
no. Trevor Coxon said about Neil Harris's comments. He said, well, that's clear enough. He's definitely going. And Darren Barker said, so in other words, he'll be signing for us within 48 hours. Definitely. Look, I just moving on quickly before we look at our teams that we're going to face next season. I've been a little bit stupid, and I wanted to hold my hands up to being a little bit stupid.
Now that is something.
Yes. Look, Viktor Vochakov. yeah, has got in touch, and he has made me realise something, okay? And he's made me realise just how stupid that I've been. And I'm gonna throw you under the bus as well. You've been a bit stupid because you haven't realised what I've been saying is stupid. Okay.
Okay.
So we're both stupid. Okay. What he said you shouldn't be surprised, because what I keep going is, oh, it's weird, isn't it? Every time that we talk about a club, the last time we played them was, it's either we got relegated or they got promoted. He said you shouldn't be surprised that the last meeting was always in a season of promotion/relegation, because this is the only reason that the game can be the last. Did you not think about that?
Obviously
I'm going to be
not.
honest. No, I did not think about that. But of course, he's right. The reason it's the last game is because one of us got promoted or relegated. Because if one of us hadn't been promoted or relegated, we'd have played again the season after. So yes, Victor, I've been really stupid. Since you've explained it, I have realised how stupid I have been.
I was quite happy that Victor said that you were stupid.
Yeah.
He didn't say you were stupid. But
No, he didn't. No,
you said that you were stupid. But I'm a bit annoyed now, the fact that you throw me under the bus as well.
Well, you didn't realise either, did
No.
you? Because I said a couple of weeks ago, I said, oh, isn't it weird that every time we talk about a club, the last time we played them was either they were promoted or... And I was thinking about it, I was thinking, oh my God.
Do you know what? I wish I'd been the one to figure that out.
Yeah, thank you, Victor, for pointing out. No, I'm not being sarcastic. Thank you for pointing that out. That I didn't continue to say, isn't it weird? So thank you, Victor. Thank you for that.
So let's talk about our next season opponents. So we've got Exeter City.
Yes.
They were founded in 1901 at Saint.
Yeah, if you could, yeah.
It's because as Saint Sidwell's United. They changed to Exeter United, Exeter City in 1904. The merger of Saint Sidwell's and Exeter United. I can't speak. They are 216 miles away from where we are, which is about 4.5 hours. They're actually the furthest team away from us.
They are. I've thrown that out there without really checking it. But I'm pretty sure that is true.
God.
No, I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yeah. So they...
But not 100% sure.
They play at St James's Park. Their capacity is 8,219. And their away allocation is 1,300 away fans-ish, which is 950 on a terrace.
Yeah,
the terrace.
Yeah, the terrace.
The terrace.
Yeah. The last game was a 1-0 loss at St James's Park in March 2003 in Division 3, which is now League 2. The last home game was a 4-0 win in September 2002. We were promoted to League 1. That season, Exeter were relegated to the conference, obviously. Another team who went back-to-back from the National League to League 1 in 07, 08 and 08 and 09. Last season, they finished 13th on 61 points. The nickname's the Grecians.
Why?
Right, there's about 20 different stories online as to why they're called the Grecians. There is stories about them being based outside of the city walls. There is stories about them, the St. Sidwell's parishioners playing the Greeks in a play about Troy. There's loads. Honestly, I have never seen a club with so many different stories as to why they're called.
Ours is pretty
something.
simple, isn't it? We're called the Red Dragons because we're Welsh.
Yes. And look, and so I don't know. I don't know the definitive reason. If by some fluke an Exeter fan happens to be watching this and knows the definitive answer as to why, look, because we can all Google it. I spent about an hour Googling this as to why they're called that, and I still don't know the definitive answer. So yeah, I'll leave that to you. Most of the stories actually relate to St. Sidwell's, and the name was just passed on to Exeter. We play them at home on the 23rd of November and away on the 29th of March. Top scorer last season was Reece Cole. They've released 7 players this summer. 6 loan players returned to their parent club, and they have bought 5 new players in the summer. My God, you nearly knocked me off my chair.
Sorry. Next up, we've got Huddersfield Town.
Yeah.
They were founded in 1908. They're 81 miles away from us, which is obviously not that far. It's about an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
They play at the Kirklees Stadium.
No one calls it the Kirklees Stadium.
It's better known as the John Smiths Stadium.
Yeah, it has been for years.
The John Smiths.
Yeah.
And they're also home to rugby league side Huddersfield Giants. They've got a massive capacity of 24,121.
It's quite a new ground as well. So it's quite nice looking, to be honest. I don't know how old it is. 20 years, 20 something years. It's quite a nice looking ground. Anyway.
So with that capacity, away fans would allocation would be up to 4,000 fans.
Good, isn't it?
Woohoo!
Yeah. Last game was a 1-0 loss at the Wrex Coast in May 2005 in League One. Last away game was a 2-1 win in November 2004. We were relegated to League Two that season while Huddersfield finished 9th. Since then, they've spent 7 seasons in League One, 10 in the Championship and 2 in the Premier League. Last season, they were relegated from the Championship when they finished 23rd. They're one of only 5 English clubs that have won 3 back-to-back top flight titles, along with Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United and Man City. The nickname is the Terriers. Basically, the Yorkshire Terrier is a dog breed that was first bred in the area and became synonymous with Huddersfield, basically. They've also won the FA Cup in 1922, and they've been the runners-up in the FA Cup 4 times.
I was just breathing. Go on.
Oh, sorry. The home game is on the 27th of October, and the away game is on the 4th of March.
Their top scorer last season was Michael Hellick, who scored 7 goals. He is Pitbull central defender. What?
If you don't understand the notes, don't read them out.
Okay.
He's a proper Pitbull sort of central defender.
Is he a Yorkshire Terrier?
Yeah.
A Yorkshire Terrier central defender.
Yeah.
That's probably why they got relegated. Have released 8 players this summer in the summer transfer window. 3 loan players returned to their parent club, and they have brought in 5 new players so far this summer.
It's quite unusual for a central defender, obviously, to be a top scorer. I would suggest that is a major contributing factor to you getting relegated, because if your
strikers aren't scoring,
your midfielders aren't scoring, and your defender has to step up and score goals,
then
it's a
bit worrying.
Look, quick shout out for Dragon Chat. It's a mental health peer support group. They run 2 weekly Zoom calls. There is one on Monday at 8 p.m. and that is for women, and there's one at 7 p.m. on Thursday, and that is for men. Best thing to do is follow Steve Lloyd on Twitter. He is at DragonChatWXMFC for all sort of updates. If you do want to jump on one of them calls, all the details of how to get on them calls are down in the description if you're watching us on YouTube.
And if you want to get in touch with us any other way, you can get in touch with us on X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and you can email us at methewife@wrexhamafc@gmail.com.
Well done.
I did it.
Yeah.
Boom. Quiz time.
And
my shoulders just dropped.
Oh, dear me. Yes. Okay. Are you ready?
I guess.
Question number 1.
Yes.
Today, we talked about Exeter City. But when they were first formed in 1901, what was their original name?
St. Sidwell's.
Correct. Well done.
Thank you.
1 point. One of our previous transfer rumours, Marvin Ekpiteta, has signed for which Scottish Premier League club?
I can't pronounce this. Hibernian? You've got to give me that because it's something like that.
I've got to, have I?
Hibernian.
Like a librarian?
Hibernian. What? How'd you say it?
Try it again.
Hibernian.
It's funny. Keep going.
Hibernian. I don't know, some Scottish team.
Yeah.
Hibernian.
Keep going. It's funny.
It's not funny.
It's funny for me.
Well, I got 2 points.
No, because you haven't actually said the name of the team yet.
I have Hibernian. Hiberarian.
Hiberarian.
Hibernian. I don't know. I can't pronounce it.
Hibernian.
Hibernian. Well, that's what I was going for. So I'm having that point.
Okay. We beat Hanley Town 5-1 on Saturday, but who scored our second goal?
Dalby.
Sam Dalby. You're on for 5 out of 5 here. Do you know that? Ready?
Yes.
Only 5 clubs have won the English top flight 3 years in a row. One of our next season opponents, Huddersfield, are one of them, but who are the other 4?
Arsenal, Man United, Man City.
Only a point for all 4.
Exeter? I don't know. I don't know what is an Exeter.
So you got Huddersfield, Arsenal. Who have you said?
Man United.
Yes,
They've
done it twice.
Man City.
Yeah. One more.
Liverpool.
Correct. Well done. Ready for the last one?
I'm going to I'm just going to bomb now, aren't I?
3 answers I need from you here.
Oh, what? This is unfair.
You just give 4.
Yeah, but, I struggled.
During today's show, I've managed to sneak in the names of 3 dog breeds. What were they?
Yorkshire Terrier.
Correct.
Pitbull.
Correct. You can't fall now. Oh, no.
Well, you said Collier's Park, so a collie.
A collier?
Oh, collier.
No. It's not that. Oh, you're going to fall, aren't you? The final hurdle, yeah. 4 out of 5's a good score, though.
Shush. Yorkshire Terrier. That.
I feel a bit bad. So, do you want a clue?
Yes.
It won't feel the same if I give you a clue, though.
Well, I'm not going to get it anyway, so.
Okay. It was, I slipped it in when we were talking about Jack Marriott.
Whip it.
Well done. Well done. I'm enjoying slipping things in. Oh, that sounds a bit weird.
Yeah.
Let's say that bad.
It's a family show.
I'm enjoying hiding references
Easter eggs they're called, aren't they?
They are called Easter eggs. I taught you what an Easter egg was, didn't I? Because
yeah.
had no idea what an Easter egg was.
Because
not the actual egg.
No, gamers do it, don't they? And film people put Easter eggs in and stuff.
Yeah.
Not literally, like Ryan said, not literally an Easter egg.
No, like little hidden things within. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thanks. 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Yeah, you needed a little bit of help, but we'll just gloss over that and we'll give you 5 out of 5, I think. Then.
Thanks.
Look, thanks very much for joining us again this week. Hopefully I'll be a bit better next week. But having said that, we are recording our next episode a lot sooner than we normally would because we're going away. So yeah, a few people have asked, actually, I have something to address before we go. A few people have asked, obviously the Euros are ongoing at the moment, and a few people have asked why we haven't talked about the Euros. The main reason is we don't want to.
It's because we're Welsh and the Wales team aren't in. Tonight, obviously we're recording this on Sunday, and the game is on Sunday evening between Spain and England.
Didn't even know there was a game on.
Yeah, you did. Because Ryan and I have got Spain in a sweepstakes. So we will be Spanish tonight.
That was castanets, that was supposed to be.
Ole!
Ole!
Come on, Spain.
Come on, Spain. And look, that might seem really xenophobic that we are that because we're Welsh, we hate the English and all that sort of thing. Just because we've got Spain. We've got Spain in a sweepstake. That's why we're supporting Spain. Is what it is, isn't it?
We don't support England.
We don't.
It's not that we don't like English people. We don't support England football team.
We're not English. So it's simple as that. So yeah, Spanish for the evening. Paella for dinner. Bit of flamenco dancing.
Maracas.
I need a kip, I do. So we're gonna get on with this. So thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.